Hey everyone, Richard's Vinyl Tap House back with the start of some year-end videos, I guess. And this first one, I wanted to talk about albums that I picked up this year that were not released this year, but really surprised me in some way, shape, or form. Be it the style or how did I not know about this band? Yeah, that kind of thing. So, several albums. Let's jump into it. What were some albums that really surprised you this year? Let's talk. First one is one I picked up just a few weeks ago. Thanks to Mike's Vinyl Spiral. Mentioned this, I think it was in a live stream with French Vinyl Addict or even on the RTO channel too. But Keanu Nelson, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the title of this, but this is one of the most compelling and interesting, fascinating albums I've heard in a long time. So this is an Australian Indigenous artist who I would say is kind of folky but minimalist at the same time. This feeling of longing and need to get home or be, in relationships or some such, idea there. But yeah, the titles are in his native language, and he sings in English plus that language as well. So it makes it even more interesting that way. Fascinating artist, kind of on the spectrum from everything I'm learning about him. Yeah, well worth hunting down. So this is Keanu Nelson's album from 2023, I believe. Very fascinating. This one I picked up earlier in the year, and it's kind of a soundtrack offshoot, I guess, to the Fallout video game and Netflix series, neither of which I have any experience with. Can't tell you about those. But this is called The Soothing Sounds of the Apocalypse. And I think it was the cover art that intrigued me more than anything. It's kind of like, where are you going with this? What it is a collection of kind of old-time music with apocalyptic themes. So yeah, we have Orange Colored Sky, Don't Let the Stars Get in Your Eyes, Some Enchanted Evening, I Don't Want to See Tomorrow. So they have this kind of doomsday feel for the songs. The neat thing about this to me is that it's hearing songs that were like 75 years old that have been cleaned up and pressed really well, and well curated collection of kind of old time songs with a doomsday feel. Really fascinating album. Also comes on a very cool looking marble blue doomsday vinyl. I don't know what they want to call it. Really fascinating. Give it a stream. Just check it out. In some of the songs that yeah, there's like Scatman Crothers is on here, several Ink Spots appearances on this one of which was with Ella Fitzgerald, which is a standout on here. So really amazing album that surprised me. I think that came out last year, 2 years ago. This is a group that I've known about for years. I've actually have all their CDs that I picked up years ago on the cheap, including a box set. And the group's called Black Box Recorder. This is a reissue of their England Made Me album that came out in 1998-ish, I suppose. I think this is a 25th anniversary. Let me see. Yeah, 25th anniversary. So yeah, 98. I had no idea that this band has been around that long, even though I've had some of their CDs, heard some of their CDs in the past. Revisiting this one, though, threw me for a loop about how absolutely fascinating and minimalist but effective this is. Sarah Nixie's vocals are absolutely stunning on this. It's like getting a look into the lives of, someone brought up in England that was having a hard go of it. And it's almost like reading someone's diary, if you will. Some of these song titles, Girl Singing in the Wreckage, It's Only the End of the World, Child Psychology, England Made Me. England Made Me being kind of the general theme, not just title. Um, this is what living in England has made me be. And there's some really dark lyrics in here, but it's a fascinating album. And I was glad to pick this up fairly on the cheap because it was on a sale at my local shop. Beautiful album, really fascinating, from Black Box Recorder. I've harped about this album a lot this year, and mainly because it blew me away that this has been out for over 25 years and I had no idea about the band Shack. Thank you, Gav Hacksman Spins, for pointing me in this direction, because I'm still fascinated with this album. This is HMS Fable, came out in 1999. Kind of an album about overall themes would be like coming out of the throes of addiction, Natalie's Party, Comedy's a great song, Pulled Together. Some sites have called it kind of like a poor man's Oasis song. I don't know about that. It's really good. Captain's Table's a strong song on here. Sheets of Kenny was the one that really pulled me in. I picked this up on CD after Gav had been talking about this and immediately wanted to pick it up on vinyl. Every song, it's just kind of like, I feel like I've known these songs forever, but only heard them for the first time this year. It's one of those albums. Sent my CD copy to San St. John to check out because I figured he would be really interested in kind of the overall songwriting and tone of the album. So yeah, he got that, I got this. This also came out on a pretty cool looking vinyl, if I remember right. Yep, kind of aqua blue. I think this was an RSD pressing from last year that wasn't released in the States. This album in general has not been released in the States. I didn't know about Shack until this year, so they have several other albums that I also want to check out. Last but not least, two albums that kind of pointed me to realizing that there's kind of an 80s, not a trend, but maybe it is a trend. So Ducks Limited, Rob Walker turned me on to this one. This is their album, Modern Fiction. I think it's from 2021. Has a very Django pop, Liverpool type sound to it, as does the next one I'll show. But they're from Toronto, of all places. Who knew? They're a duo. Very, and it's another one of those albums where it sounds like I've known this album for years, because it sounds like a lot of those Django pop albums out of the 80s. Very solid. They have a couple of albums, one that came out last year that I also have, Equal Footing, very 80s influenced, but wonderful album from Ducks Limited. And the other one that really sounds like 80s synth pop to me, Nation of Language from Liverpool, I believe. Fantastic album. I can't remember who pointed me in the direction of this one, but yeah, Strange Disciple is probably the perfect place to start with this band. Their new album that came out this year will be featured in my best of 2025 albums. Yeah, very synth pop, very immediate. This album seems to go a lot deeper than some of their other ones, but I really liked this one as a starting point. I can't remember if this is on, nah, just black vinyl. But yeah, Nation of Language and Ducks Limited, bands that are kind of taking that 80s sound, doing something new to it, and I'm absolutely loving it. So those were some albums and trends that surprised me in 2025. Back to you. What are some albums that were, not from 2025 that you picked up? It's like, wow, I had no idea about this, and it blew your mind. Love to hear about those in the comments below, or make a video about it. It'd be great too. Talk to y'all soon. More to come for December 2025. Take care. Bye.